and I just want to know what to focus on. It's all love.
Well, genuine.
What's up, guys? I had to get my son to help me do this setup. The camera's too far away. I can't focus it so you could see more of the body.
William, move your head!
It's just the challenge of doing video on your own. Today, I wanted to actually talk about something that I genuinely was concerned about in the coding world. It really came to light when I watched a YouTube video by a guy named Haseeb Qureshi. And this guy's really smart. He used to be a poker player, and then he turned into a developer, a software engineer. He talked about how weird it is that software developers, or developers in general, don't agree.
You dull creature! And I will not be bullied by that!
Puny God.
And for a newbie, for someone who's just entering into this whole ecosystem, it's actually a very interesting perspective to think about, because engineers are always trying to optimize, and coders are always trying to optimize what they're doing to make it better, to make the code dry, all these different things that make it good. And you would think there would be more convergence with our thinking. So this becomes a real challenge, because think about all the different YouTube channels there are and all the different things that people say that, oh, you should try this, you should learn that, you should learn this. He goes into detail about why we actually do this, and so he gives 4 main reasons why software developers don't actually agree with anybody else. And the first one is that the terrain is unstable. Makes total sense. I mean, the platforms you're working on now could maybe not exist in a year. Number 2, high switching costs. It takes a long time to learn a language, and switching over is a little bit difficult. I mean, this is clearly obvious from coming from dentistry, where there was a high cost of entrance, super high cost to switch. Number 3, specialization. If people get too good at one thing. Now, this is obviously a good thing if you need them to be very good at this one thing and that's all they're going to do. You need specialists. I think you need specialists, because there's just stuff that generalists aren't going to want to touch. Number 4 is group identity. Now, you have all these camps. You got people that are like, I'm a Ruby developer, I'm a JavaScript developer, I'm a React guy, I'm a C++ guy. There's so many things out there, man. There's just so many different frameworks that you can work from, so many different languages. It's making a decision in coding is tough. Dentistry was actually a little easier, because you always had to start one place, learn that basic skill, then you could proceed to do other things. You never ever went straight into some specialization. All of us had to become generalists first. But in coding, it's a little different. But there definitely are tribal camps within coding. Absolutely. Now, I'm on both sides of this particular one, because I actually believe that in certain instances it's better to be tribal than not. But if you're trying to create a global solution, maybe it's better that you don't get so caught up in your camp. The 2 pieces of advice that he gave at the end, which I thought were really cool, were this. Number 1, keep your identity small, meaning don't identify yourself as this kind of developer. For example, don't say I'm a Ruby developer or a JavaScript developer or whatever. Just say you're a software engineer, and whatever you need to use at the time, you'll use that. Number 2 is to do things you've never done before. Now, I can see how this could be a challenge in a lot of ways in coding, because once you get into something, you kind of want to keep going. Doing things you've never done before can be a challenge, but you got to take a real risk. This is one of the concepts that really resonated with me because of what I'm doing. I'm literally burning the ships in dentistry so that I can go pursue coding. And this is a challenge that a lot of people have, is that they want to take a risk, but they're not willing to go all the way. That was something that really impacted me when I thought about it. I said, okay, well, you are taking a real risk here, but how could you make sure that you're really going all in and not holding on to what's comfortable? So these are the kinds of questions that I'm getting into. I kind of have this philosophical mind, and sometimes it stops me from actually doing the work. But I truly believe that his advice was really important to understand. So I'm wondering, how do you become a generalist? How do you become good at being able to switch? Mentally, I can do that. I mean, I checked out of dentistry real quick and I jumped right into development. How do you actually succeed at doing that? I'm not talking about being able to mentally check out. I'm just good at that. I'm talking about how do you actually successfully climb down from your hill of expertise and then climb up halfway onto another peak, knowing that you'll have to walk down again and then walk up another one. Who here has done that successfully? Who here knows how to do that? That's what I want to figure out. But now I have a little bit more clarity on it. How do you frame your development? How do you pick your steps? That seems to be, to me, the best way to approach this game. Is there's one guarantee: things will change. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. If you agree, disagree, if you found something that works for you, great. If you have resources, please let me know. I'm just trying to figure this whole game out. That's my question for you guys today. Why do coders disagree? And what's the best approach that you've taken to handle the changes that happen constantly within this whole ecosystem? All right, hope you guys have a good day. Leave a comment, share with your friends. Peace. What's up, guys? If you like what you saw, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share with your friends.